Konnichiwa, mysterious person. You can call me Air, and welcome to this very janky showcase of an extremely average girl's cosplay process. I'm going to be working on my Maisha cosplay from Honkai Star Rail, which is vaguely funny because I'm pretty sure he's completely untouched on my free-to-play account. Honestly, I just thought he was really cute, so here I am. I would not describe myself as a professional in any way. So if you're looking for the most perfect process, like TikTok, beautiful angles, you're 100% in the wrong place. But if you're just starting out or simply interested in what the process might look like, take what you will from this video. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that I do, even if cosplay time is months and months and months away, is I take out my cosplay and I look at all the bits and pieces and see if anything was damaged, or try to remember everything that might not have fit the first time I wore it. So this time for me it was the homemade pieces that I remade on the coat, and it was the little thigh strap. It's always been too big, and I noticed it before I went to the con, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It's not fine. So what I decided to do was, after I hot glued the pieces back onto the coat, I decided that I would just sew on the thigh piece a little bit higher so that it wrapped around the thicker part of my thigh so that it would actually fit me. That way I didn't have to go and get some Velcro or tear off the old Velcro and put it in for smaller. It just seemed like the best solution at the time, so that's what I did. I tore out some of the seams in the shorts so that it was less noticeable, then essentially replaced the seam with my own where I put the little thigh bracer thing. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, that's always the first thing that I do if they're homemade cosplays, or even if they're cosplays that are already bought like this. I swear, the wig is probably the longest and hardest part of this process. I hate doing wigs, but you kind of have to for a lot of reasons. First reason is there are two things that make or break your cosplay. Even if you have the most store-bought, perfect, self-made, whatever cosplay you have, if your head doesn't look any good, then it's gonna look really janky. Also, throughout this whole video, I didn't have anything to set the head on because wigs that have a lot of hair are pretty darn heavy. So the styrofoam head did not hold it very well, so I just used my super heavy wallet, and eventually I used a PlayStation controller at some point during this recording to keep the head up. But when I went to the con with this particular wig, I noticed a couple things. One, it was really long. There's a section of Maisha's hair that trails over his chest, and I just didn't like how that essentially goes all the way down to my waist, or maybe a little bit above that, maybe like belly button. So I wanted to cut off like 3 or 4 inches of his little rat tail, also call it, and I also realized that I just did not love how long the bangs were either. So I spent quite a bit of time here using my crafting scissors. So if there's anyone who's a hairstylist who's watching this, or who has any experience at all cutting hair, this is probably very painful to watch. I just kept chopping until I found something that I liked. The fun thing about cosplay hair is that it doesn't have to look 100% perfect. It just has to look perfect enough so that when you style it, it looks perfect. The cut itself doesn't really matter that much. I also actually made a mistake here because I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, he has one of his eyes covered. And I totally acknowledged that as the right side of his face, if I believe. Also, look at all the freaking hair that I got on my bed doing this. Probably not the smartest thing to do it on my bed, but I actually ended up reversing it in this video on where his bangs actually lay. It doesn't really matter too much, but if you're a stickler for little details, that might annoy you that I accidentally reversed his hairstyle a little bit. But I didn't use any glue. I know a lot of other videos, people just use glue and they make the little pieces as sharp as they want to, but for the purposes of this video in this particular wig, it's not too complicated, and his hair isn't a super big part of his personality, honestly. It's mostly the outfit and the cute, innocent bellboy vibe that goes with him. So I just wanted to get a very smooth, rounded, youthful look. The only pieces that I really wanted to shape were the front, such as the bangs and then the face framing. And with that, I just used hairspray. Just a lot of hairspray and just coated the strands with as much hairspray as I wanted. You can use glue. I didn't use glue, and a lot of the times I also see people crimp the hair first so that it curls in a very specific way and you get the shape that you want. I didn't do that. So there are other ways to get it to curl in a specific way. The best way that I found is to just use more hairspray. If you lightly cover the whole head of hair or whatever section in hairspray, the friction of that on your heat iron, on its lowest setting by the way, because you don't want to burn off the hair, helps it turn into the shape that you want. But yeah, so I did the wig next. Alright guys, just so you know, I don't usually do my makeup at my computer, but just for the sake of posterity, I brought all my freaking crap just so that we can do this with you guys. So let me just get it all out. Alright, I know that I said that I brought a lot of stuff for this, but I assure you, I only used 14 things in this little makeup clip. I wanted to show that you don't have to have a million things. I think I've seen a lot of cosplay videos where they just have product to product to product that they can put on their face and then they just look perfect. Every girl probably has all of these items. It's just foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, eyeliner in whatever form that particular takes, mascara, eyebrow gel. There really wasn't that much else that I put on my face, but you can still achieve that look if you know exactly what that look is. So that's why it's important to practice multiple times. Specifically for Maisha, he appears to be a young boy, so I wanted my face to look rounder, so I didn't put a lot of contour on, but I tried to make my cheeks look a little bit rosier. And I did give up on the eyeliner as I did in the beginning. I just used my eyebrow pencil instead, and that's how I got the exaggerated eye that I wanted to. But makeup is pretty important. If you can't make sure that your face matches, then it's not gonna match anything else that you wear. So it can also make or break your cosplay. But I only did a section of my face because I knew that other eye was going to be obstructed by hair. So there's no reason to do extra makeup if you don't have to. So just make it easier for yourself. Just practice and find the look that you want and run all the items so that it looks good when you're done. Okay, I think I'm done with that. I'm going to go check in the actual mirror to see how this looks. The funny thing about cosplay makeup is that 9 out of 10 times it does not look very good up close. But granted, how many people are going to come right up to your face? It also was kind of funny because I literally only did half of my face. But, you know, it do be like that sometimes. I think I have finally finished. You guys cannot believe the mess that I made on my bed, in my room, on the floor, to illustrate half the things that happened in this video. I used like 2 different cameras, and then I'm gonna do like 10 other different things to experiment. Actually, I think there's one more thing that this look needs to make sure that I get it all correct. Oh. A broom. You can't exactly do my shit without this broom. Oh look, my hat is falling off. I didn't clip it in correctly. That's fine, guys. It's whatever. guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. The sheer amount of times I freaking had us fall off and the times that I've tried to record this. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope that if you are someone like me who's definitely not a professional, but has thought about cosplaying in some way, it's not impossible. There's definitely ways that you can make it work with whatever you have. But thank you guys for being here. I hope you were slightly entertained, and I'll see you all in another video. Ciao, ciao. Actually, guys, no, there is one more thing I have to say before I end this video, and that's the amount of times when I went to the convention dressed as Masha. The amount of times I got someone try to recognize me as Faruna from Genshin Impact is completely and totally unfair. Just so you know, I just want to put that out there, just in case you were wondering.